So yeah, I'm doing my daily vlog, and I haven't forgotten you guys, my 3 people that are watching right now, because I just started this channel, and it's all good. I mean, I can just talk. So the first thing I saw this evening was Bad Girls Club, and Amber, she's such a little devious little rat. She was like talking, she pretty much like played Natalie, which is supposed to be her closest friend, because they were in the same season. And the last episode, she put Natalie's name in because she said when she put it in, like, if it was me against Natalie, Natalie would go for herself. So I'm gonna go for me and do what I have to do. And she knows that Natalie is probably would win above her, which is crazy. I'm like, wow, this is how friends are. But at the end of the day, it's not just about friendship. It's a game that everyone's playing. So yeah, that was like the lesson that I learned on Bad Girls Club. Also, Stassi, she gave this big speech about how she was changing. She was there because she was crying. You know, she wanted to be there because she wanted to make sure that she was a role model for girls and show them that you don't have to fight and this and that. And then all of a sudden, Natalie goes to the restroom. She comes back, and this chick runs up on her. I'm like, yo, that was the fakest speech ever. I actually was believing her for a minute there too. She needs to go do some acting. Maybe that was her way to show like, yes, I can be a good actress, because that was crazy. The show that I watched this evening, which was kind of like, it's a new show, just premiered on OWN, which is Oprah's network. It's called The Haves and Have-Nots. And at first it started off kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. But then it really did get much better. And I started to really get into it. Okay, it's like so much to talk about. I didn't really like take notes or anything. So I'm not going to do a review today. But I may do a review next week. They are going to have 2 episodes back to back. So I'll tell you guys like a little bit of from the first show. So it starts off pretty much with the father, which is Mr. I don't even know their names yet. Mr. Cromwell or something like that. But anyways, the father, he's sleeping with this black girl. And then they're having a party for him. The black girl ends up showing up at the party with his daughter. And she's quote-unquote she's a friend of the daughter because they go to school together. Which was like, whoa, like, okay, what are you doing here? Like, odd, we were just together a little while ago. And his wife has a friend, and the friend is a black woman, and the black woman is very successful. They have a maid, 2 maids actually. One I've seen before. She was in a soap opera, forgot her name. And then they have the black one. The black one just so happens to be the black girl's mother. Her name is Hannah. I know her name. Hannah, she's one of the main characters. She's the new maid. She just got hired, and she like sees her daughter and she like freaks out, and then she's telling her daughter's telling them the story of who she is and how her father's a famous doctor, and then she's like, oh, but he passed away. And everybody's like, I mean, no, he didn't pass away, he's a famous doctor. And she didn't want to say his name. So the black woman who's the friend of the family, she's like, you know, she gave her that skeptical look, and she kept on trying to pry and find out, you know, like, why wouldn't you want to say? So I guess she was skeptical of that. She's one of those people that can read people well. And the black girl, she said that her mother is dead, and her mother looked at her like, are you serious right now? I guess because, you know, she's playing a part right now. She's scheming on something. She probably wants to like try to gain money from them. From what I'm finding out throughout the show while watching the show, it seems like she's trying to take them for all the money that they have. So pretty crazy stuff. Like, a lot is happening in one episode, and then it's supposed to be another episode like right after. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And her mother threw like some liquor on her, like, you know, for disrespecting her and pretty much speaking death upon her name, which is crazy. And she's standing right there. But it looks like they have like a lot of problems because she didn't meet her like upstairs when she went to the bathroom to clean off. And she was like, what are you planning to do to these people? Why are you even here? And she was like, don't worry about what I'm doing. And then she's like, you and that man. So I guess she's with some man that's pretty bad. So now I'm here watching the second one. And Mr. Jim Cryer, who's the head of the household, he definitely got himself into some crap because This young black girl, still don't know her name yet. She is out for blood. Like, she's making sure that she's getting the money. She's an escort. I didn't catch that in the beginning. I think I was cooking or something. So now that she's in the household, she's trying to get $100,000 from him. She's blackmailing him, trying to get a sports car, and he's trying to run for office right now. So he has to pretty much, his confidant or his buddy is telling him that you might as well just give her what she needs because you don't want this to get out. Because you trying to run for office, that's going to mess up everything. That's going to mess up your home. But it's funny because these people that have so much money, them is the ones that have so much problems. This guy, his son is in rehab. His daughter cuts herself. It's crazy. And then the guy that's supposed to be watching his son, like kind of like a mentor, he seems like he's gay and like he wants the son. It's just a whole bunch of drama, but I love it. I feed off of this. Like I get my kicks and giggles out of this kind of crap, and it's awesome. I love it. Thank you, Tyler Perry. The mother is actually an alcoholic too, on the low, it looks like, or maybe right now she's just trying to drown her problems because Hannah was like, she almost fell, and Hannah was like, are you okay? She's like, yes, I'm fine. And then she's like, oh, well, would you like some tea, because that'll help with the nausea, or with you being nauseous. She's like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, when I used to be nauseous or she said be some word there, I think she said lightheaded on Tuesdays and Fridays, that usually would help me. Yeah, so she's drinking, getting so drunk that she can't even get into her bed properly, talking about she needs to lay down. And I feel like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's the reason why her children are also in the same type of predicament that they're in, where her son is cutting himself. I mean, he's drinking, he's taking drugs, and the daughter is also cutting herself. And then it comes to find out the guy that's supposed to be mentoring her son is gay, because he was just looking at him up and down like, when he had turned his back, when he got exposed by the webcam. You guys, I must say that I love Candace's character. She is stirring things up. She just handed Wyatt his behind on a freaking platter, and I was just enjoying every moment of watching it. And now I'm going to watch Married to Medicine before I go to bed. And I'll give you guys a little summary of that. I know I think it was yesterday, it was the first part of the reunion, where the girls are all just messed up in the head. And now Mariah's mother is about to come out. This one is on Bravo. This one, I actually like this show. Something told me to watch it one day, and it's pretty exciting. It's like wives of doctors that are supposed to be high class and high society in Atlanta. But I feel like Carrie, she's the white one. She feels like she's better than all of them, probably because of her background. Although her mother seems like she never really did anything, but her father was like a big-time engineer. And the rest of them was just like from the hood, they just married into money. And they're enjoying it and just trying to become something that they really never were, which is why the hood kind of like comes back to them. And then we have two doctors that are actually not doctors' wives, but they're actually doctors. So they are a little bit different. They're like, because they had to work hard for what they have. And especially Dr. Simone. Although I don't really like her character at all times because she kind of flip-flops to me, her character is pretty good as far as like keeping it real, telling it like it is. It feels to me like Toya, let me turn this down, like Toya and Mariah are in some kind of competition. It's like even while they're bickering and arguing, so the reason why if you haven't been watching the show, the reason why they're in this whole big predicament where these two females are arguing is because one of them, Toya, she let out the cat out the bag that Mariah's daughter was not was Mariah's husband's biological daughter. He had adopted her, I guess, from when she was really small, to make it look like they were one big happy family, and they were probably never going to tell her unless somehow they needed a blood transfusion or something of those sorts. You know how those things happen. But Toya ended up telling the hairdresser, who then spread it around all over town, and they have a small town, so like now everybody knows, and you know it's on TV, so it's no way to hide it. So now they have to bring it up to the little 8-year-old girl. I think she's 8. So with that being said, that's the reason why they're kind of like beefing and everything. But I feel like these two women are in such big competition. Even like when they were talking just now, Toya's like, you know, if you want to compare stuff, like your house is not better than mine, your car is not better than mine. It's like, why are you so worried about that? They just need to like pretty much separate themselves from each other, because that can't be a real friendship. That's not a real friendship. That's just two women just around each other, seeing what each other has, so that they can have better and go higher and above and beyond each other. They're basically just in competition with each other. And that's how it'll continue to be. One will have a party, the other will try to outdo her with a better party. One will have friends, they'll try to steal the friends, or get close to somebody who's the best friend with the most money. You know, it's sad to see people that do stuff like that, because then it's hard to pick out genuine people once you met people like that. So I think that's enough vlogging for me for tonight. I gave y'all a lot of my shows that I was watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. Alright, I'll see you in the next vlog. Later.